That's awesome. Let's see who's already out there. Hello,
Hey,
Mickey.
Mickey.
Hello.
And
Hey,
hello,
Susan.
Susan. We have 6 people watching and 2 people commenting. So,
Well, I'm one of the 6.
I may be one of them too.
I'm
So, yeah, I guess people like fried. Who knows? Let's get this party started. We had okay, Thea's left. We had a video similar to this last week of accusing people of a heinous situation without getting the full story about it. And we was trying to explain that's a dangerous thing to do. You can mess people's minds up. This is a tad bit different, but it's all the same realm. And not the OP itself, but the person that he's talking about, his girlfriend. I don't know what to say about her. And so I'll let everybody take a look at it.
Hair. So yesterday, my girlfriend casually asked me how I prefer her armpit hair to be groomed. She usually keeps hers short but neat. I assume she just wanted to change things up.
Sorry.
Wait
Stop
a minute.
it.
Is it a pubic hair or her armpit
Yes,
hair?
armpit hair. Or is it he said armpit.
We're talking about the down under. Sorry.
Okay, I thought we were talking about the nah. And I'm sitting here like, but he said armpit, and I'm like,
that's not
I
a
don't
vulgar term. That's what it's called.
Don't trim your armpit hair. Shave that off.
No,
that's a different conversation. But
sorry,
your armpit
that never came up in the conversation. How you like my armpit hair? But
we're
not talking about the armpit hair. We're talking about the down under. So now we got that out the way. Here we go.
He said armpit though.
You sure did.
Hair. So yesterday, my girlfriend casually asked me how I prefer her armpit hair to be groomed. She usually keeps hers short but neat. I assume she just wanted to change things up but wanted my opinion, so I answered honestly and said that I find completely shaven attractive. But in the grand scheme of things, I couldn't care less. It's not a turnoff if there's hair, and that I like the way she has it now. Well, it turns out that she had a lecture today at college. She studies psychology, and the topic was on people who abuse kids. Apparently, one of the talking points was that people in that group are attracted to the lack of body hair. When she told me this, I asked her, "Are you seriously calling me a member of that group because I find completely shaven attractive? Can I just point out that you're 21, not 12? She basically skirted around my questions and then stormed out of my apartment when I kept pressing her on it. As she left, she called me revolting and is now ignoring my calls and text messages. What the F? Honestly, I'm not even sure where to go from here. We've never had any issues, and I was planning on proposing in the next year. Where has this even come from?" And then OP posted an update. So, an update to my previous post. She ignored my messages and calls for 3 days, at which point she texted me asking if I was free for her to come over for a movie night. I told her, sure, but we need to talk about what happened before anything else. She replied with, "About what?" I figured it was best to wait until I actually saw her in person before trying to discuss the issue, which I did. When she arrived, we sat down, and I started by saying that I was upset by our last conversation and I'd like to discuss what happened. At which point she said, "It doesn't need to be discussed. Can we leave it?" I said, "Not really, no. I'd like to get to the bottom of what actually happened and also discuss your reaction of storming out and not talking to me for 3 days and then acting like nothing's happened." She basically refused to discuss it, so I told her that if we can't at least discuss what happened, then I want to break up and that she needed to get her stuff that she has in my apartment and leave. She lost her mind, bawling and screaming so much that my neighbor came and knocked on the door to check if everything was okay. He's a chill dude, so I asked if he could stay while she got her stuff together, as she seemed to calm down once he was present. She basically sulked around, slamming cupboards while she got her stuff, and then left. So yeah, no real answers, and I'm still super confused as to what happened. I texted her mom to keep an eye on her, as I'm kinda thinking she's losing it. I've never seen her like this, and it worries me. She's been blowing up my phone about how she loves me and can't imagine a life without me. But honestly, this whole thing has soured me, and I'm struggling to see any way that we'll continue this relationship.
I'm gonna go last on this one real quick, so I'm gonna go ahead and give it to Anna first.
Change your phone number, block her, and move on with your life. Nobody should make a psychological diagnosis on you from one answer, number one. And you should be really questioning all kinds of things that you're reading in those books. That's I know lots of people who like it saved, who like it neat. It says nothing. If you see other patterns and you can start putting some stuff together, then yeah, you got some questions. But you left. You left for 3 days. And then you want to come back like nothing happened? No. Get out.
Tracy.
Not only should he change his number, he should change the locks. Don't text her mother. Don't talk to her. Block her on all social medias. This lady sounds like she's not stable. She's one of those ones, if I can't have you, nobody else can type of ladies. Run. Don't go back. Find somebody else. What a random question to ask somebody. Who comes up with that? Hey, babe, how do you like my plea? No. That's not a conversation that you would just be just out of nowhere. Now, if he had brought it up, no, not to say it would be right in either way. If he brought it up, she should think it's random. If he brings it up, it should be. It's just a random conversation. Where did it come from? Because she read something, she learned something in college. Where is she going? The University of Cheetos? I mean, come on. It's like, did she go to Trump University or something? What kind of psychology book is she reading? I mean, come on.
That makes words.
You're going to sit here and do a whole... He's a child pedophile now? Really? You accused him of child pedophilia. He should have just been like, pack your stuff and get out when it first happened. I wouldn't have waited for her not to call me 3 days. She'd have been gone. Bye. See you. That's all.
Theos?
Well, you know me. I feel like you can break up with somebody for any reason. So it's a girlfriend. Go get another one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, kind of comes down to that, you know. Mm-hmm. But okay, so she's 21, immature, easily manipulated or led by what's the last thought to enter her head. So she goes to class. It's probably a conservative leaning interpretation, which would require her to do more study and more challenging and things like that. But she's not at that level academically or emotionally to know how to do it right. So she haphazardly introduces it into the conversation. I can see all of that happening up to that point. But to then ascribe the behavior to him based on his response, that's not just immature, it's stupid. And incredibly insensitive. But even then, I could see that happening up to that point. Then you refuse to engage on what he basically pulled her card, right? So don't almost say it, say it. Don't almost say it, say it. That's pretty much what he was doing, right?
Yeah.
And she didn't want to face it, so she stormed out. Okay. All of this, while not right, is kind of normal for a young relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Then she dips for 3 days. So by day 2, we just broke up. Okay. It is we're kind of good here. But he really cares about this girl and cycles it back through, and sounds like he was very responsible and mature as to how he approached it. I don't think, did he say how old he was?
I don't think he said how old any of them was, but it
Because
must be
he's sounding
college
like
She
age.
was 21. I know
she's
she was
21, but that don't
21.
mean that he's not 35.
Right.
But
If you're
okay.
35 dating a 21-year-old, what do you think you gonna get?
No, I mean, she grown.
Mm-hmm.
She's
But
grown, but
that part I don't. No, because we wouldn't say nothing. 70 and 50. We don't care.
Mhm.
70 and 60, we don't care. So it's like, where does the age thing start to come together? I'm like, as long as you grown, there's some dynamics you need to deal with, because you're doing some. It might be a little goofy, but it's your call. You're both consenting adults. But yeah, all of that. But at the end of the story, break up with her because y'all just not a good match, and all the stuff that Tracy and Anna said, shut those things off. But one thing I would say, the conversation has certainly, I can say for me, the conversation has certainly come up over the years, like with different girlfriends and stuff, as far as pubic hair, right? So, but I can't ever recall how it comes up. Like, it's not like we sit down and have a scheduled meeting and say, hey, let's discuss the shrubbery. And you're like,
shrubbery. Okay.
do you like a neatly shaved lawn, or would you rather just, go with gravel? It's like, nobody, I can't recall, I don't know.
I don't think I've ever held that conversation. I don't.
Well, I mean,
I'm positive it could have.
It has certain tastes.
Yeah, somebody may have brought it up. I just don't remember it off the top of my head right now.
Because someone who enjoys licking the envelope might not like having hair in between their teeth. So I'm just saying that there's levels of discussion that need to be made between, people who are going to engage. If you're going to engage in that level of intimacy, then you can at least have a full-on conversation about whatever.
But she brought it up because she learned it at Trump University.
Right. She went to PragerU and took a class. And
here's my thought. I'm sorry, Theas. I didn't mean to cut you off. Here's my thought of it. Because my deal is what went on through the 3 days. One or two things, or both, or neither. This is just my opinion. Either she brought this up to her friends, and her friends looked at her with, you out of your fucking mind, something wrong with you, or she read the book again or talked to a professor, and even though that may have been in the book, I guarantee you they said this is a part of a pattern to figure it out, if you not the whole thing. She, because she doesn't pay attention, she's one of those people who just take something and run with it, thought this was it. If you like this, then you're a pedophile. And somebody probably came to her and go, no, that's one part of it, not the part. And this is where her immaturity comes in at. And I've said all that to say this is why I said this is why her immaturity of it. Why she doesn't want to talk about it? Because she's fucking embarrassed now. And she don't want to bring it up because it was nothing that was going to come out of her mouth that she deemed was a reason why she said what she said. So she would rather skirt by it and pretend that it never happened. And what are you talking about and everything else? And then I applaud this guy because my main purpose of playing this video was to say this. Stop saying that word. Stop putting that label on people because it's not funny. It's not a political stance to you to say to use as an insult to other people, because what you're doing is you're watering down that phrase for people who really are engaged in that activity.
That's how I feel about the term racist. That's why I say people use it wrong.
Yeah. This is one
Loses
of
its
them.
impact.
Well,
But I will say this though. And then I just forgot what I wanted to say. Oh, y'all waiting on me to figure it out. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go ahead and say, I'm gonna say it. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Look, maybe not on this particular subject, but this is super common when dealing with members of the opposite sex. I'm just saying. That whole thing when she realizes she was wrong, but she can't say she was wrong. So instead, let's just make up and spend time together. Like we just go, that I'm apologizing in my way without actually having to apologize, right? Because I left here mad, but now I'm back and I'm gonna cuddle with you, and we gonna act like everything. Just take that part and just like you editing and just cut that part out, and we'll splice it back together and we'll move on. Just let it go. That's very common. Very common.
You are so wrong. That is
I'm sorry. I'm
so
not
wrong.
going with you on that.
I don't know any female, including myself. If I'm wrong,
you messed up, and then you just messed up, Tracy. Because I was literally going to just say that.
You gonna say you don't know no woman that don't?
I said I personally don't know women that do. If I'm wrong, I'm talking about me. No, I'm talking about me. No, I'm talking about me now. If I'm wrong, I'm not going to be like, let's never talk about it again. No, let's talk about it so I don't be a stupid idiot and do the same stupid stuff all over again.
But
when you are a very evolved
that's
woman.
That's your form of maturity. There are people who are immature is not going to do that. They skirt towards whatever it was that got them in trouble. Let's not bring it up. Let's move forward and everything.
Put that back there.
Anybody says that is petty and trifling.
The funny thing about doing that,
but I mean,
the funny thing about doing that, which is why I said it's so immature. The funny thing about it is, if you don't handle the situation at that time and get it out in the opening and solve what the situation is, you're just buying your time before it happens again.
It's gonna happen again. Then she'll accuse him of being a mass murderer. Then she'll accuse him of robbing a bank. Then she'll accuse him of.
See, now you're using that conservative logic. The next thing you know, she over there selling nuclear secrets. But what?
That is not conservative logic. If you accuse somebody of one thing, you're gonna automatically move to another. If we don't check her, which he did.
Yeah, bravo for you for staying true to what you wanted, that you wanted an adult conversation. Bravo to you, young man.
Yeah, I congratulate old boy for that. But I'm just saying, if you're going to be in a relationship with somebody, especially if you're going to do this long-term thing, and he talking about he love her, he's going to marry her, whatever.
He better not marry her.
He made the right call. He made the right call.
Yeah, break up with her. Get you a girl that's got some sense, because she don't got none.
When you in a serious relationship, be married or not, but just a serious long-term relationship, part of that is learning when to choose your battles. So sometimes your partner gonna say something stupid or out the box, and you're gonna have a real quick, are you serious? Or you'll challenge it real quick, maybe, and you let it go. No closure,
like they say.
Nothing. Just let it go.
Yeah, just like if my partner, if I have one, said, I like mayonnaise. It's stupid.
I can't let that go.
But you know what? In the bigger picture,
we got to have closure on the mayonnaise. That right there.
Moving on to the next video.
I'm with you, Tracy.
We're moving on to the next.
Because if they eat mayonnaise, they probably kick puppies. I ain't hear no denial.